It is time for the final week of the LTM. This has been a disaster season for us, but we have one more game against Tony, so let's see if we can end this off on a positive. If you're excited for today's video, make sure to like and subscribe if you have not already. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers this year, and every subscription helps a ton towards hitting that goal. So getting into the matchup that Tony has, he's got Terra Meloetta, which is kind of the biggest Pokemon here for me to worry about. I'm really concerned with Terra fighting Meloetta. I think that's going to be very, very powerful. Kleavor is a pretty good, consistent lead into my team. And then Lucario and Houndoom being Terra, provide some very different threats as well. But overall, I think that the main problem I need to manage is the Meloetta, which I expect to be Terra fighting this week, and to limit the effectiveness of Pokemon like the Kleavor and the Houndoom specifically. Lucario to a lesser extent. I don't expect that one to come as much, but that's kind of what I'm fearing in this game. Let's get into the team that I brought. I brought Choppleberry, Counter, Goodra, Hisui. The reason I have Counter, it's a consistent move to hit the Kleavor. Choppleberry is very good against Pokemon like Kleavor and the Meloetta. An opportunity to either knock off Meloetta or drop a Draco on that Pokemon is going to be really, really huge. And I can use Counter if I know that the Kleavor is going to click close combat into me. Counter, deal with that, and then Shell Armor just prevents any crits with those type of strategies. Built-in consistency. I don't really need the GUI, and Sapsuper has literally no function in this battle, so going with the Shell Armor here to guarantee the Choppleberry lure with the Counter if need be. AV Sinistra here with Terra Fairy. Terra Fairy is actually pretty okay into my opponent's team. But really the purpose of this set is just to take as many Meloetta hits as possible and just spam Terra Blast, specifically if it is that Terra Fighting set, and then a whole range of coverage moves, Scald obviously being nice with the Machagacha, both moves giving me access to put burns on my opponent's Pokemon. Scald obviously a little bit more accurate than the Machagacha while being a little bit worse, but the Assault Vest, I mean, this is here for Meloetta. We gotta lock down Meloetta if we can. This can't do it for long, but hopefully you can do it enough. We have Rocky Helmet, Mudsteel. I got a few different moves on here which are pretty interesting. Lash Out allows me to hit the Bronzong. Heavy Slam is a nice move to hit the Weezing Galar here. Two Pokemon that could be of concern, but mainly we want to get Stealth Rocks up because one that breaks Focus Sash on Kleavor if it's not the lead. It puts pressure on Houndoom to be heavy duty boots in this matchup. And Noivern as well. And then gets me a little bit of chip on Meloetta if it's something like AV Meloetta for some reason. The main win condition here is Gale Wings Talonflame. We are SD Flame Charge this week with Roost. Really just looking to win the game with this Pokemon in the end. This is going to be a lot of back and forth. Sinistra is going to be able to put a lot of damage on my opponent's team. So really the goal here is to break the sash on Kleavor, put a lot of chip on Meloetta, really break down Weezing Galar, Bronzong, Gastrodon, to the point where Talonflame kind of just SD on a Pokemon, or Brave Bird Sweep in the end game. But this Pokemon does a really good job of cleaning my opponent's team once all the damage is done. And one thing my team's been, we haven't done a lot well this season. One thing it can do well is utilize Pokemon like Goodra, Sinistra, and the Munkidori coming up next to really help break down the defensive walls my opponent has. And coming into Munkidori, we do have Choice Scarf again this week. We need Choice Scarf to prevent random nonsense like Choice Scarf Meloetta with Terra Fighting from really taking over this battle. And this Pokemon is really hard for my opponent to switch into, especially if Bronzong goes down. Bronzong's a Pokemon that can come in a lot of what I have, but I can effectively deal with it as well. So once Bronzong is down, it's really hard for my opponent to switch into Psychic. They have to risk their Houndoom and have to have it not tear it already, which is super big. So Choice Scarf, otherwise super good cleaner as well in this end game with the Talonflame. And then just a Spidef, a Boots, Dunsparce, a little bit more on the special attack side because we want to put a lot of damage with Boom Burst, Shadow Ball, and Earth Power, kind of in that same concept of really looking to break down my opponent's team the best that we can. So that's the team we have for Tony for week 9 of the BBL, or not the BBL, of the LTM. Let's get right into it. All right, it's time for week number 9 of the LTM, an end of a pretty treacherous season, all things considered. Our opponents brought Terra Rock and Meloetta. Really thought fighting was coming here. I thought fighting was unbelievable in this matchup. And then Terra Dark Houndoom. So interesting. Not sure which one he's going to go for in terms of the Terra. Probably depending on the situation is what it looks like. I'm going to lead with the Goodra Hisui. I think it's my best lead. It leads well into everything, especially into the Meloetta, now that we know that it's rock. Obviously, you're not going to rock Terra in front of my Goodra Hisui. That would be a little silly. But But it means that's not Terra fighting anymore, which was the main concern. So good luck and have fun to Tony. It's been a while since we played Tony. I think the last time we played Tony was in Gen... and literally Gen 8. So long time coming for this. Great lead for me here. He sees my Choppleberry. That's perfectly fine. He has to switch, right? Like, there's no way that you stay in here and eat a Draco Meteor. That'd be super irresponsible. So I'm just going to drop a knockoff here. See if I can pick up an item. I'd love to pick up an item on something like a Wheezing Galar here. That would be really nice. I mean, Wheezing Galar's hard to go into here. Damn, he kind of doesn't have a great switch into Draco Meteor on his team. Because his switch in is Wheezing Galar, which is weak to Flash Cannon, obviously. So, I mean, I'm pretty confident you don't stay in here, right? And even if you stay in, I don't think you're doing anything, like, super threatening. So I'm really happy to just go for a knockoff here and just get guarantee some value out of this turn. Because you could easily go Wheezing to negate any value that I might get on this turn. And he is going to withdraw. Perfect. Okay, kind of what was expected. He could go Bronzong as well. That is a possibility here. And he goes into Meloetta. I'll take a knockoff here every day of the week. Boom. There we go. That is a lot of damage. AV down as well. That's just a huge turn for me. We'll take that. That's probably why he was taking so long to think. I'm imagining, just kind of trying to figure out whether that play was worth it or not. Draco Meteor is not doing a lot here. This looks to be, I mean, this is Assault Vest, right? So this is a little bulky. I mean, this is not doing a lot given what we have clicked, right? Like, I have a pretty reasonable turn of just Flash Cannon into Draco Meteor. No reason not to go for that here. Just see if I can pick up a kill. Yeah, might as well. Let's just go for a Flash Cannon. And he's just going to U-turn. Okay, so we'll take that. We are Shell Armor just to prevent any random crits from really getting us here. But early damage on that Meloetta is important. That Pokemon was really going to be a problem in this battle. Boing comes out, and that is the Bronzong. So we're going to get up some Stealth Rocks here. Assuredly, if we're Tony, that seems to be the play that makes the most sense here. And I kind of want to get my own rocks, right? Like, if this is Trick Room, then I can use my Mudsdale to kind of stall this thing out. As well, like, it could be OTR. That is, like, a reasonable line, I think, in this battle. Especially where I have Terry Sinistra. So yeah, let's get my rocks up, because rocks will be nice to just get that last little bit on Meloetta. It'll be nice to break a Sash on a Cleavor, for example. Pressure the Houndoom before it Terras. It's likely Houndoom Terra at this point, given the fact that Rock... We've kind of really weakened that Meloetta, so we'll see what happens here. I could see a double here to get aggressive, though I think that if I'm Tony... I do technically have a free knockoff on this turn, even though I am technically playing around it to get up my rocks, and play around like Weakness Policy OTR. And he's just going to reveal to be Nightshade. Okay. Well, that is going to boost my stamina. That actually does not matter, but good to know a little bit more information. So this is definitely a very defensive set, and we've preserved a decent amount of HP on our Pokemon. Now that we know that this is not OTR as well, like there's no way you have Nightshade on an OTR set. So let's just throw up our Stealth Rocks. That'll put up some pressure on Houndoom. That'll get the Cleavor pressure. Maybe pressure Noivern. That's probably heavy duty boots though, if you had to guess, right? Like if I'm thinking, if I'm building, what item am I going for? And he's just Nightshading to Nightshade. The question is do I need this Pokemon after getting up my rocks? Not really, right? Like, I mean, it gets up the rocks. It makes it a little bit more awkward for some of the other Pokemon in this matchup. But like, if I look at Bronzong, I can get a good amount of damage with this, with Lash Out. I get two Lash Outs here, and it's at like basically dead. And that makes it really easy to spam click with the Monkey Dory as well. The only physical attacker really to worry about is the Cleavor. But with the Rocks up, I'm not as concerned with that. So let's just Lash Out on this Pokemon. Get some good chip here. I mean, if I have Body Press, this would obviously be super fire, but the Lash Out will have to do here. Yeah, I mean, that's not that's not amazing chip, right? But like, I don't like at a certain point, right? Like, we're not going to get a lot of value for this Pokemon. And this could, like, in theory, put it in range of Flame Charge for my my Talonflame. That did not do a lot. This might be defensive. Yeah, this looks to be defensive. So if I do that and do that, then we might not even... You're definitely not killing with Flame Charge after. But the Dunsparce can come in and pick up a kill, which is really, really good for me. You could, in theory, go Meloetta, but I don't know if that's what you want to do. I wonder if he keeps this Pokemon around. He's definitely thinking about it, which means he might go something like a Weezing with a Rocky Helmet. He just Psychic Noises. Okay, so that does less damage, though that doesn't matter either. Maybe he's just trying to predict a switch or something. He could be doing that to also, like, I could have gone into, what's it called? Okay, this actually does kill with the Flame Charge on my... Does Houndoom? Houndoom has Flash Fire in this generation, right? I know it does. Yeah, it does. I know it does in older generations, but like in this one, that's a good question. I think I want to preserve this as a sack, honestly. I might as well, right? Like, obviously, this is not, in theory, not like optimal the way that I played this, right? But like, I don't think he's got what, like, I mean, I guess I've committed to this, right? I'll just Lash Out. He might Nightshade. Yeah, I was considering going to Dunsparce there. Like, obviously, like, kind of would have been Pog to get some value out of that turn, but I think we can just go straight into the Dunsparce now and pick up a kill. I have to Shadow Ball here. I can't, what's it called? I can't go for the Boom Burst. I hate that this is misspelled. I don't know why the Jenning bot... No, I actually bred this Pokemon. I don't know why I misspelled it. No, I gen this Pokemon, of course. Let's just go Shadow Ball. He can go Meloetta. I don't really care about that. The Terra doesn't matter, right, on the Meloetta anymore. Like, if they Terra on a Boom Burst, like, whatever, sure. You can have that all day of the week. Getting this Pokemon out the way would be nice. Dealing with Meloetta, dealing with this, getting rid of the Sash on the Cleavor. All of these things are super awesome for me right now. And we'll take those all day. And, like, the more that I look at this battle... Like, getting rid of this Bronzong is really nice, because now I can spam Sludge Wave with my Monkey Dory. That makes the clicks with that Pokemon very easy the rest of this battle. Tony's really thinking about this one. Okay, so he's just gonna let me shot him. I was thinking, like, maybe he's calcing the Boom Burst and see if that doesn't kill. That doesn't kill. That's crazy. Okay. I completely misread the situation here with the calc. I really thought that this was Fizz Death given the calcs. So that's a little annoying. It means I have to play it a little bit differently. He could go Meloetta now, so I'm going to Boom Burst. So maybe I should... Yeah, I guess I should have just gone into Talonflame. Talonflame would have guaranteed that. But that also doesn't guarantee it with the... What's it called? The Houndoom in the back, right? Like, I have to make a click into Houndoom Flash Fire. So, I don't know. I'm okay with this choice, all things considered. I guess I could have gone Monkey Dory. Monkey Dory probably would have been technically a little bit more optimal. Like, Monkey Dory would have had, like, would have had a little bit more to deal with the damage. So, yeah. A little bit of a mistake here, but maybe Tony will give me an opportunity to get damage on that Meloetta. Maybe he saves this as a sack now. I don't think he will, right? Like, it just doesn't make sense to do that. One thing that's nice is if I get rid of the, what's it called? The Meloetta, and if I get rid of the Weezing Galar, like, my Talonflame endgame looks really, really strong here. So, interesting next turn coming up here for what Tony wants to do in this battle. I think you probably go Cleavor. Cleavor makes the most sense, right? I think it makes the most sense. And even though I've lost a lot of like damage on this, like, this is my special wall. One of my special walls, and I do have AV Sinistcha in the back. So I think we're okay with everything that's going on here. Obviously, we wouldn't have liked to have taken this much damage on Dunsparce, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. This is kind of what we signed up for with this Pokemon. Let's see what he goes into. Meow Meow. This is, like, kind of good for me, right? Like, you probably have Focus Blast here with Meloetta, if I had to guess. Go to Dunsparce. This thing, I mean, Focus Blast kills, right? Like, there's no world that it doesn't. I feel like I want to preserve this. You can't Shadow Ball here, so I think I can go into AV. I think I can go into my AV Sinistcha here and preserve this Pokemon. I can't really, though, right? No, I can definitely do it. With Matcha Gotcha, I need some HP back. Yeah, let's just go straight into Sinistcha. We know that this thing is AV, so it's definitely bulky, so its offensive output is definitely going to be a lot lower here. And it is just going to Focus Blast. Okay, so Doesn't affect LeVar Ball. Good click for me. We'll take that, and that allows me to kind of bring that in as a use that as a sack or bring it in later. We are going to Terra because it's very likely that they just have a that they have Shadow Ball here, and we have to play around that. Does it matter what I click? Terra Blast and Skull do the same. So let's just go for the Terra Blast. Or Terra Blast and Machagacha do the same, so let's just guarantee the one that actually guarantees to hit here. I don't get 2 KO'd by many of these sets anyway, so it's not like a big deal. Which one I click, like once this thing's below half, we're pretty much in a position to pick it off here no matter what. And it's just going to U-turn. Okay, so we'll take that every time. He's probably going into something to play around this. I'm curious what he goes into. Probably the Hisuian Goodra. The Hisuian Goodra seems like the obvious next step here if you're Tony. And in that case, then we get to drop a nasty Flash Cannon. It's really hard for him to switch into that Flash Cannon. This has to be Hisuian. Wow. I don't know. Why did we go this guy? Why did we go Noivern? Tony, why did we go Noivern on Terra Fairy Ferablast? Terra Fairy Ferablast. Or Terra Blast. Ah, I told him, all right, I got the Terra type right. I was looking at the thing. I'm like, did I get the Terra type wrong? When I messaged him, Tony, what are we doing? Oh my goodness, what a switch. I guess I Shadow Ball here because he has to switch, right? You have to just go Weezing here. And if you stay in an attack, then I get to do my thing, right? Wow, I did not expect him to go into this. This one, yeah, I don't know about this one, Tony. This might have been a rough one to do. He's just going to Super Fang. Okay, that's a lot of HP. That's not great. This Pokemon is much less effective now. This Pokemon is much, much less effective with that low of HP. I guess that's what he's trying to do. Unlike a setup set, is like put me into a situation where now I'm in range of something else, but we're winning the Pokemon capital war right now. We definitely, having the most Pokemon I think is going to be really relevant in this battle over the course of it, especially with Meloetta chipped. Like when you're playing these endgames with Scarfers, it's really important to like knock down as many of these Pokemon as you can. The one problem being Houndoom left, of course, and Meloetta. It's getting a little bit awkward to figure out. We need like one of the Meloetta or Houndoom pieces to fall here to be really effective. To have a really effective endgame, I think, is what we need. Goodra Hisui is going to have a really good time of it as well in this battle, looking at the rest of these Pokemon. We're going into this. So the Psyshock should kill here, right? Like this is... We're setting this up for a Psyshock kill on this turn. I'm trying to think if I have any other better ways to play it than just letting this Pokemon go. This Pokemon has really poor matchups against the rest of what Tony has. And the Psyshock actually doesn't kill unless this is Modest. How many Modest rolls kill? No Modest rolls actually kill either, which is super nice. So I actually just get to attack here. And if I take this Pokemon... This means that I really, like, this simplifies the endgame so much if I do this. And I think I want to simplify the endgame by Terra Blasting. He Psychics, I'm AV, so we'll be fine here every time. Perfect. And I get to take this Pokemon out with the Terra Blast. So, really simplifying this endgame. Oh, this doesn't kill. I mean, it doesn't matter, right? Like, the Psychic did, what, like 90? But, like, once again, I thought that would kill. I'm just like really bad at calcing today, chat. I guess I should have Machagacha there. It would have technically been optimal. But this Pokemon is also this Pokemon's dead to rocks. Okay, like that's the real calc that you have to know about this situation, right? Is that this Pokemon is now dead to Stealth Rocks, and now it's a non-factor the rest of the battle. So the mission kind of accomplished for Sinistcha here, right? It was just kind of here to kind of Mickey the Meloetta a little bit. And now I can go into Monkey Dory and just go for, honestly, just a Sludge Wave, I think. I am Choice Scarf, so I'm obviously going to outspeed. We know this was Assault Fest. Monkey Dory, Sludge Wave, U-turn. Obviously, he's not, like, turning into a Rock type, right? Though I want to have the opportunity, is if he goes into Hisuian Goodra, to get some chip damage on that Pokemon, right? So let's just Sludge Wave here. Just keep it simple. He's obviously going to sack this Pokemon. Cool. Okay, mellow it down. So, like, this is now the situation we're in now, right? Really, really, really good for my Talonflame. Talonflame wins the game here. If I get an SD up in front of, like, a weak Weezing. I think he's going to go Houndoom here, though, if I had to guess. Houndoom does have access to Sucker Punch, though. Which I do know. It doesn't do a lot, though. I mean, if he goes Houndoom in Nasty Plots, what would be a realistic Houndoom set for you to be in this situation? Yeah, I mean, it is Sucker Punch, right? But I don't care about Sucker Punch priority here. I really care about... The things I care about are just, like, simplifying this game, right? Kleavor comes out. Okay. Interesting turn for me here. So obviously, I mean, we kind of have to switch, right? It would be crazy not to. Goodra Hisui is a pretty effective switch into all of the sets, so we'll go into that here. Stone Axe, X Scissor, all of the things are good for me. I don't have Gooey on this. I had Shell Armor because I have a counter lure, and I want to, like, guarantee the damage with that. This is actually fine by me because, like, there's nothing that he can do to really... Like, Houndoom can't pressure this, right? Like, I just drop a Draco. And it's a Boots. Like, you Terra Dark and Dark Pulse, that doesn't do a lot. And I have Gale Wings priority on my Brave Bird guy. I think I just drop a Draco. How much does Brave Bird do? Brave Bird also just kills this. I'm trying to think of, like, how I play this the simplest way possible. I think I'll just drop a Draco here. He's gonna Terra. Maybe I should have Flash Cannoned. But the thing is, Brave Bird kills, right? So I'm not, like, actually concerned about this kind of at all right now. And if he does, he could do something weird. And he's just gonna Dark Pulse. This could be like Specs or something. But I'm looking at +2 calcs is what matters. That looks to be Specs. Oh, it's Life Orb. Okay, even better, technically. Okay, and I pick up a Draco kill here, I assume. Perfect, okay. I think this is enough now. I think we've done enough to get the win here, because I think Psychic Choice Scarf should win this game now. I think it has to, right? There's kind of... surely there's no way it doesn't at this point. Yeah, it should. Yeah, it shouldn't. He's just going to go into this. This is going to take a bunch of damage. And Kleavor now should be in range of a Psychic here. Unless he's some really crazy bulky set, which I have a hard time believing to be the case. So I'll just stay in Flash Cannon. I do have the Chople Berry. This has like a decent... I don't think this has a chance of living. Oh, it does. Pog. Okay. We'll take that then. And then the Flash Cannon, this might kill. Does this kill? It does kill. Okay, there we go. And then Weezing is the last Pokemon, which like we obviously just OHKO with the Monkey Dory. So like we can just stand with this Pokemon on Weezing Galar like every time. It's not doing anything to us. I guess like the way one of the ways I could lose this if it's like Pyoppa Berry, so I'll just knock off and it's Strange Steam. Okay, that's fine. I mean Pyoppa could be annoying here. I guess how do I play around Pyoppa Berry? I guess I play around Pyoppa Berry by just like making him have it, and then I can go into my other Pokemon and kill it. So I don't even think he can kill me, even if it is Pyoppa Berry. So I don't think it actually matters. Oh, it's Boots because it didn't take rocks. All right, so let's just drop a Psychic. Yeah, it should kill. Outside of anything crazy, perfect. There we go. We pick up a win against Tony. Pretty good win to end the season. As I said, apologies to everyone for just a poor performance this season. There were a lot of games I feel like I should have won this year, or not this year, this season, which maybe could have changed the tide of it. The one against Kurt comes to mind, just like really kills a lot of momentum when you just make a play like that and lose it. But this game, hey, we end on a high, and going into the next tournament, that is all that matters. We put ourselves on the front foot. Once again, we also have FBL playoffs, so some good things are going our way. But good game to Tony. That one was definitely scary to prep for, and very happy that it landed the way that it did. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. We'll see you all next time, and as always, have a wonderful day.